Number 7.
Well, Jayden Daniels needs protection. Laramie Tunzel, Meat, Francis Maui Noah, Miami. Many people think he could go interior and play guard. He's not a left tackle. He's more of a right tackle. I don't think he has elite foot quickness, so maybe move him inside. But I got Jayden Daniels. Jayden Daniels is getting banged up in this league. I always said the downfall to Andrew Luck, they couldn't protect him. He took a beating, and Andrew Luck was big and trunky and thick. Jayden Daniels isn't. So this one, he's a road grader. He's tough. He was helping pave the way for the Hurricanes' great late-season run game. He goes 7 to the Commanders.
Washington Commanders fans, yeah. I've missed you all. Truly missed you. It's been a while since I've had the chance to really put together a bunch of Commanders content, and that's been genuinely frustrating because you all know how much I enjoy breaking down Commanders film and how deeply I believe in Jayden Daniels. It feels like only yesterday I was doing all those victory laps, saying things like I told you so, the Commanders are legit, I told you Jayden Daniels is something special, I told you. And then everything went completely the other way. And that's annoying, honestly. I am hopeful that the Commanders can sort of turn things around from here, because I was discussing this in the comment section with some Commanders supporters. I'm so irritated, and I've almost had to kind of step away from it emotionally, like the conversations we were having about Drake May, Caleb, Bo, this and that. And suddenly we act as if Jayden isn't a factor anymore. Or we pretend that somehow his rookie campaign was a fluke, or something along those lines. And it's like, no. Jayden was simply beaten up. The team was a bit of a disaster. Injuries everywhere, you know, blah 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 blah. And it was just a wasted season. A lost year. When I really reflect on it, it's actually kind of interesting because I made an entire video, actually a few videos, about Patrick Mahomes needing a playmaker, and that being what the Chiefs require. Yada yada yada. Tioch. That's what can help, that's what you bring to the table in terms of making Mahomes great, etc., etc., etc. And with Jayden, even though I think some of his weapons and the pieces around him are older and maybe not the best versions of themselves, and so on, for me, I simply need Jayden to have one extra beat in the pocket. I believe he has such beautiful touch and such elite-level processing that even with his ability to scramble and take off running, if he can just get that one additional beat in the pocket, even if he doesn't use it to throw, but just to scan the entire field, it will make such a massive difference. When we talk about protecting a quarterback, right? Sometimes it's obvious, the offensive line is letting pressure through, he's getting sacked, he's getting hit, he's throwing the ball and getting hit immediately. We all see that. But even in a situation like this, even when you're still going to scramble and take off, if you still get that extra beat, you get to look at the field in a way that now allows you to make a decision that isn't necessarily better in a simple sense, but a more informed decision about where your legs need to carry you. So you'll be able to pick up positive yardage, get out of bounds, slide, etc. When you see the pocket collapse quickly, we know Jayden can still create something out of nothing. But now you're in a more reactive position. You're just reacting because you have to make choices instantly. So then you're relying purely on your raw speed and athleticism to escape, and you're great at that, you can do it, but you're leaving the door open to not make the most well-informed decision. And as a result, that can also put you in a position to get injured. I've told you guys this before, and I went through this last year. Actually, I went through this a couple of years ago, but certainly last year. Designed runs actually lead to fewer injuries than getting hit in the pocket because you're not ready for it. You don't see it coming the same way. If you get sacked, especially if you see the pressure coming, you can brace yourself. But interestingly, designed runs are safer than even traditional scramble runs because as a quarterback, as a player, you know it's coming, and there are ways to prepare yourself to minimize contact, etc. You'd think it's counterintuitive, like, oh, if you want to protect your quarterback, stop calling designed runs. But that's not really the case. You need to put your quarterback in a position, more often than not, to make the best possible decision and the best evaluation of what he's seeing. So to me, that helps Jayden to such a degree that I think it's way more important at this moment than anything else. You have to find a way to give him that extra beat, rather than just saying, we want you to scramble less, we want you to take fewer hits. Yes, that's all fine and good, but you can still have your cake and eat it too in many ways. You really can. And it starts with moves like T. his. I mean, we never even got to see any version of Special from Jayden last season. And again, I don't even think about it much because it's just too frustrating, and I think it's too much of a random blip. There's no deep dive needed, no analysis. There are no lessons to be learned except for being smarter in terms of how you call plays to protect your quarterback in games that mean nothing, that you're going to lose anyway, and where you're getting destroyed, so maybe don't get your quarterback lit up for no reason. But that's a whole different conversation, and I already made that video in real time when it all happened, when I was as angry as I was. But yeah. I still think there's so much more to gain from Jayden, and even the idea that he has to radically transform who he is as a quarterback, I don't think that's the case. It just needs to be adjusted. And yeah. I also think people don't realize, and I said this during his rookie season, if you take away his legs, he's an elite passer. He's an elite pocket quarterback. He's a playmaker from inside the pocket. Like, even if you told Jayden, you can never scramble again, it's just not going to work out for you, he would still be on the path to becoming a top quarterback in the NFL. So yeah. That's how I'm looking at it right now. So, Commanders, make the right moves in the draft. Get Jayden back on track. So we can get back to having fun conversations about the Washington Commanders and their trajectory. And Jayden can be. Like, calm down with Caleb. Calm down with Drake. Calm down with Bo, calm down with all these guys. Relax. I'm actually the quarterback who had the most success. I'm the quarterback who actually did it. Everyone just chill. You all were out here saying Drake May is the MVP. Did you see what I did? You didn't even consider me for the MVP my rookie year. But Drake May blows out the Giants and the Jets, and you want to throw a parade for him? Like, what? Are we serious here? Do you see how I played against the Philadelphia Eagles, who ended up winning the Super Bowl? Did you see what Mahomes did? Did you see what I did? There was a difference. A real difference. We all forgot all about that. Because it's, what have you done for me lately? And I get it. Someone said that to me recently in the comments. They were like, this is the what have you done for me lately channel. And I was like, that's not totally true, but yeah, I do emphasize what you've done for me lately because I don't want to just live in 2019, 2020, and 2021. I'm focused on what's in front of us right now. What's in front of us right now? And the problem is that what we see with Jayden right in front of us, the way I'm looking at it, doesn't really exist. Because what I saw last year is just, yeah. Again, it's truly meaningless to me. But also, I can't rely so heavily on what I saw in 2024 either and just say, well, that's who Jayden is, period, and then have that be the only thing. That can't be the case. Either. That's why it's like, no, it's 2026 now. Let's get back on track. Let's get that momentum moving forward again. And let's go after it. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you all think about Jayden Daniels and the Washington Commanders? Do you want them to draft? I guess I might not even get into specifics because I just heard Greg Cosell say this earlier too, where he's like, I don't get into mock drafts, and neither do I. So I try not to get too lost on specific players because I don't even know who's available. But I'm more curious at this point, where do you think, what direction do the Commanders need to go in terms of the draft? Like, what position, what angle? Any specific names that come to your mind, whether it's a certain player or not? Let me know your thoughts. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get into some discussions. Let's get into some debates, but ultimately let's just have some fun. Please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I would absolutely love to see you be part of it. We want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing that. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really does help with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.